Need an idea for an easy, delicious, customizable lunch packed with veggies and protein? I've got you covered. I'm a registered dietitian who just got back from Italy and Greece, learning the best ways to eat a Mediterranean-style diet in the US. This was by far my favorite lunch of the trip. Some version of it was available at virtually every restaurant in Italy and Greece, called bruschetta or Greek salad or panzanella. I think I ordered it about 6 times. Luckily, it's easy to recreate. In this video, I'll show you a fresh, healthy recipe for bruschetta in a bowl. Stick around for a bonus tip at the end to find out how to easily double the protein content. First, you want crunch. Ideally, you choose a whole grain bread, but you also want it to be sturdy and chewy so it doesn't get too soggy when you add your toppings, and you want to cut it thick. This is a rustic whole wheat loaf, but a sourdough or an Italian loaf would work well too. I toasted my bread and then brushed it with olive oil and seasoned with salt and pepper. You could also brown it in a skillet or cube the bread and crisp it in the oven. Next comes the vegetables. I used grape tomatoes because they were on sale, bell pepper, cucumber, frozen corn, and olives. I'm not a raw onion fan myself, but I think it would be a nice addition for most people. Green peppers cost less than red or yellow peppers, and traditional cucumbers cost far less than English cucumbers. If you like your cucumber peeled and de-seeded, that's a-okay, but you get more fiber if you leave them on. Next comes protein. Mozzarella would be more typical for Italy, and feta for Greece, and mozzarella is the least expensive of the two. On the day I went shopping, my store didn't have bricks of mozzarella, so I just cut up string cheese. Then you need to add a punch of flavor and healthy fat. This starts with the garlic, olive oil, and vinegar. There are 3 options for vinegar. Traditionally, this is made with balsamic vinegar, but apple cider or red wine would be lovely too. Finish off the flavor with salt, pepper, and dried basil. Fresh basil would be delicious, but dried basil is much cheaper and still brings flavor to the dish. Now let it sit for a few minutes. At this point, you can eat as is or add canned fish, hard-boiled eggs, or shredded cooked chicken. A couple of substitutions you could make to save yourself money or time: canned petite diced tomatoes or jarred bruschetta topping instead of fresh tomatoes. I use cheese as my protein-rich ingredient, but if you want to double the protein, you can add crunchy chickpeas. I used the highly rated and simple recipe for crispy roasted chickpeas from the Love and Lemons blog. I opted for salt and garlic powder for seasoning. So it's basically beans, olive oil, seasonings, and then you bake. You end up with crispy, tasty balls of plant protein that are delicious on everything. If you're not a fan of bread, you could easily pile yours on top of a roasted portobello mushroom, a cooked chicken breast, a slab of baked tofu, or even some cooked noodles. How would you build your bruschetta in a bowl? What ingredients make sense for you? Go ahead and eat with a knife and fork or your hands and enjoy a Mediterranean-style lunch in a bowl.